Good Saturday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hardcore Play Podcast. I am Austin, a.k.a. Hambo. That over there is Art, a.k.a. Plaz. Grab your memory cards, load up that multi-tap, dust off the discs. We're talking PS1, dude. Last week was their 30th anniversary. Our bones are turning to fucking dust, and we are here to talk about it.
My knees have just cracked twice. My knees have cracked twice in that sentence.
Dude, my spine hurt 3 times just saying 30 years.
Your neck is still sore, right? Like your neck is still...
I threw a fucking stinger yesterday just stretching in my chair, yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, so what was it? 1995, the PS1 came out. Mid-September. Yeah, mid-September 95 for the NA release.
The September 9th, 1995.
Yeah. September 9th, 1995 was the release of the PlayStation 1. I am going to go ahead and pop this up really quick, my extra camera.
Oh, let's do it.
Because everyone remembers this guy, it's Crash. This was
Crash
the character...
Bandicoot.
Yeah, this was the character that PlayStation was like, he's going to be our mascot.
Yes, he was the main staple for PlayStation's launch.
Exactly. Nintendo had Mario, Sega had Sonic, PlayStation got Crash. Honestly, Xbox, personally, Master Chief, right?
Yes.
Sounds about fair. Like every
yes.
console has their quote-unquote mascot character. And the way that I'm playing this right now is just straight off of my PlayStation 3. You had a lot of backwards compatibility with the consoles depending on the model that you got. The first gen PlayStation 3 had raw backwards compatibility where you could just put a game in and it would go. This is just straight off of the PlayStation Store. Unfortunately, the PS3 Store I think is no longer accessible, I believe.
On the PlayStation 3, no, I think you don't have any more support for the PlayStation.
Yeah,
Store.
I think it was PS3 and Vita both stopped at the same time, which is crazy. Yeah, so on this console I have all 3 PS1 Crash Bandicoots. I also have Crash Team Racing, the 3 PS1 Resident Evils, along with Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear Solid. These games ruled my childhood. When I wasn't playing, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy III, or Super Metroid or Knights of the Round on Super Nintendo, I was jamming, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Medieval, which was another really fun one, which I wish I had access to. I'm probably going to end up grabbing I was going to end up grabbing the ROM of that so I could play it later.
I have it.
Yeah, dude, there's a ton of seriously cool influential games from my childhood. As you guys have seen me playing on my streams, I just finished Final Fantasy VII recently. I moved into Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy IX was also on the PlayStation 1. That was when we first started getting, in my opinion, remakes, essentially.
Yes.
I guess you'd more say updates to games. Yes. So with the PS1, we got the Final Fantasy Chronicles collection, which is Final Fantasy III, which is the one with Terra, and Chrono Trigger. And what they did with Chrono Trigger was they added in animated cutscenes to the game, done by the same design and animation team that did Dragon Ball Z. It was
correct.
Toriyama's team because he did the character design for the game already.
Yes, you're talking about Dragon Warrior or Chrono Trigger?
Chrono Trigger from the Final Fantasy Chronicles collection.
Right, because he also did the artwork and animation style for Dragon Warrior.
Yeah, Dragon Warrior. I believe he also did Dragon Quest.
Yes, he did Dragon Quest as well. Yes.
So yeah, Toriyama had his hands in a lot of really cool PS1 games. There's also a lot of really obscure PS1 games that people don't really know a lot about. We covered a few of them during our JRPG month. We did Legend of Dragoon and Legend of Legaia. Other ones that a lot of people don't know about, we also talked about Brave Fencer Musashi. Another one that I played, it was called LAPD, Life on the Beat. It was like you played it was like Neo LA set in 20XX. and you would just like control like robot like essentially transformers, like they were robot cars that would turn into like police units, and you would go and like take out like rogue robots and shit. But, like you got a lot of really, really cool games. Like some of them, the longevity just wasn't there, the replayability wasn't there.
Right.
Isagi, my guy, welcome in, my dude.
Unladylike, thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm gonna see how bad I really am at this game. So here we go. So the whole thing behind Crash Bandicoot, not only was it Sony being like, we need a mascot for this console, it was also like the story behind it was just really good. It was a scientist named Neo Cortex. Oh, there's a box up there that I didn't realize. God dang it. I don't think I can reach it because I don't think there's a crouch button, is there? Yeah, no, there's not. Okay. Anyway, Neo Cortex was this guy that was doing experiments on like all sorts of different animals and shit. And he was working on this Bandicoot, and he wound up escaping. And his whole plan now is like, I'm going to get back at the guy that, messed with me by doing all these experiments on me. I can't stay still on this thing. There we go. Big gainer there. Got like 4 boxes and another enemy with that one hit. It's like the whole point of this is, you just go around, you collect what are called Wumpa fruit, which are the mango looking things. And you just make your way through these islands, fight bosses, and then you eventually get to and fight Neo Cortex.
I remember when the PlayStation first came out, I had this as a demo because you could get demo discs for all the games that you could eventually play. And it's a lot like it is now in the sense where you can try the demo. But I believe the demo discs for the original PlayStation, you could play a decent amount of the game to get a feel for the level and everything like that before the demo ended.
Yeah.
Because I remember a game that we're going to showcase that I have were the demo for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah, you literally just got like that whole first level.
Uh-huh. And I remember we would play the shit out of that game, basically trying to beat each other's high score.
Yeah, like I still remember the demo for Final Fantasy VIII was just the whole like seed exam area.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the demo for Final Fantasy VII was just the first reactor.
Yes.
There was a bunch of really cool stuff with the game games then like there was the PlayStation Magazine. There was the ones that you would get from, I think it was Pizza Hut. There were those demo discs. Yeah. And then there was also official PlayStation Monthly was another magazine subscription that every time you got it, it had a new demo disc in it.
Yeah. You signed up for the magazine subscription, and every month you got the magazine, they sent a new demo disc of games coming out that you could try. And man, some of those demo discs had some bangers on them.
Oh, dude, they really did. So, like, honestly, it's because of those demo discs that I wound up playing a lot of the games that I played.
Mm-hmm.
Like Brave Fencer Musashi, I played a demo for that on a PlayStation demo disc first.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I was already sold on that game before I even saw it in a store.
Right.
There were a lot of games that were like that, though. Honestly, a lot of the stuff for me when it came to playing a new game was simply what I saw on the box art on the back of the game case.
Right, because
those old jewel cases.
When they advertised for games like this, like for PlayStation, for Nintendo 64, like you remember the old Super Smash Bros. Commercial, where it was a bunch of dudes in live action costumes beating the tar out of each other. And that was the commercial for Super Smash Bros.
Yep.
You didn't get to see like live gameplay. It was mostly advertisement type stuff. So like when you played a demo, like that was your first like real chance to like play and see the game. Other than like, I still remember the old the Nintendo Visual Boy commercials,
Yeah.
where they
Oh
had
gosh.
that giant cyborg looking
Oh yeah.
robot.
The Virtual Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, Virtual Boy. Yeah,
They actually just added that to Switch 2 via Switch Online.
yes, I saw that. That's why I
Which
brought it up.
everyone was expecting it to be like some sort of like really cool like essential GameCube games getting added to the list or something like that. Nah, just Virtual Boy.
Just Virtual Boy, which is honestly was a gigantic device that you had to get on a tripod, and
Mm-hmm.
it was all like it looked Atari like graphic wise, and it was
Yeah.
all it was just all red. You felt like
Yeah.
a cyborg.
Yeah,
Like
you felt like you were playing the most wireframey game that you've ever played in your life, and it was every game on the console.
yes. What's up, Gilts? And again, I'm going to be like I don't know if you heard me. Thank you for being here, Gilts. Welcome in, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend.
And Isagi, thank you very much
Yes,
for the positivity that you always spread, man. I always love getting the chances to hang with you all the time, man.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all have a chance, go give my man Mukami a follow. That dude's amazing. One of the coolest fucking dudes I've ever met. I from the moment I started hanging with this dude, I was like, yo, I need to get this guy playing D&D,
bro.
And I wound up
started playing Strat. Yep.
Yeah, I wound up getting him into do Strahd, and it was the best fucking decision I ever made because pairing him with you, Shu, and Guilt was perfect. Because me and Shu had already spent a good bit of time playing Overwatch with him, so we knew how funny and how like locked in he could get. And I remember saying to Shu, I was like, I want to see how pleasant Guilt's work with him. And holy shit, did he not disappoint, dude?
No, dude, he is one of the greatest additions to not only our D&D group but our gaming night group. Like,
dude, just the whole gang in general, dude. He so quickly became such a mainstay. Oh yeah. So this is the last level I'm gonna do for Crash 1 is the Great Gate, because this is where the 3D design for PlayStation got really good. Because what you're not noticing while I'm running these stages, anything that goes past where the camera is, it culls it away to bring up more ahead of you.
Right.
So this is where you were first getting that thing of like full 3D stage design, where it was consistently refreshing itself, basically. And it was removing old data that it didn't need to bring up new data. You're also getting a lot of like if you had a way to like, of course it became a thing later. I'm a huge fan of Boundary Break. It's a YouTube channel where the guy gets like free cam mods for different games on PC and then pulls his way around to like look at different stuff. The whole first stage of Crash Bandicoot 1, they tucked way down in a map on, I think it was Uncharted 4, because there's a spot in that game where you can go and play a PS1 in your house, and it's Crash 1.
Right.
So literally the entire stage of Crash 1 fit at like right above what's known as the COC plane on the bottom of the entire area. Because in every game, if you manage to break your way through a wall in free fall, you'll eventually hit what's called a COC plane, where you'll hit and you'll go to essentially the center of cell COC, and it'll drop you at your initial access point. A lot of Fallout speedrunners use this for ways to get in and out of areas very quickly.
Right.
With this game, there is no COC plane. If you were to break your way through and fall, you're just falling. You have to reset the game, and you have to reload and go again. The way they sort of stop this is there's no way that you can sort of fight your way through a boundary, because the edge of the screen is so far away from where the edge of the actual level is. There's no way to fight your way through that thick of an impassable wall.
Right.
As you got further into games, they had to fit as much as they could into the boundaries that they're given, that the slightest wrong pixelation that you can find will tear you right through that wall.
Mm-hmm.
So especially specifically the Bethesda games, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, you can COC clip your way through a ton of shit.
Yes.
And it's just ridiculous. But the main thing that I'm getting to is like every game that you play, like even Resident Evil, when you would have like those door transitions where it shows the door and then the door opens and then it cuts to the next screen. What it's doing is it's culling out all of the shit for the area that you were previously in and loading in the new stuff for the new room that you're in.
Right.
So like, this is where you were first really getting that true like understanding of how game design was being done, because literally all it takes is like, I'm just going to go this way. And if I'm playing on like a more modern game, I could probably like grab something, drag it over here with me, do a bunch of little like jumps, like right next to it, but with me in between it and the wall, and force myself out. So you had a bunch of fun ways to be able to like clip through games. It took until about, I want to say it was like maybe 3 years ago for someone to finally be able to beat Final Fantasy VII in under 6 hours, under 6.5, I mean. And it was because they found a way that if they're goofing around, if they're goofing with like jumping in and out of the dune buggy that you get, this is going to be a struggle. If you find a way to like jump your way in and out of the buggy as you're passing Cosmo Canyon, the point where it's supposed to break down just doesn't happen.
Right.
And you're able to just sort of make your way past Cosmo Canyon without incident, and you can just skip that whole area. But they wound up later on making a few spots. People wound up finding a few spots where like you could literally just like, okay, I'm just gonna like ride this chocobo to this spot, hop off of it up against this mountain, and now I can just run across a river. And you just skip like a whole third of the game.
Right.
And it's ridiculous.
It
so
is,
like
yeah.
a lot of the stuff with PS1, it took a while to find those pieces of information because the fact that a lot of the raw data wasn't available until like the last like 10, 15 years. So like now people are able to like really get into like the game data, figure out like certain points to be able to get access to different areas and shit like that, and like find little like cut arounds and things like that. So like speedrunning for PS1 has become a lot more possible thanks to that.
Yes.
Because I always make it a point to talk speedrunning whenever I can, just because of the fact
also,
that speedrunning is awesome.
Yeah, and it's become more competitive too now. You know, you see more people trying to do speed runs. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, I was just practicing on Tony Hawk, and I'm eating fucking gravel.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna eat a lot of shit. You're gonna be biting it really hard a lot.
So something we talked about before we went live is a lot of the controls for PlayStation people that have played PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4 and 5, some of them probably don't remember that PlayStation 1 didn't have DualShock capabilities until much later in the
I want to say it was around.
console.
I want to say it was about 3 years later in 1998. I almost got bunched into death.
I saw that.
The dudes with the shields are the worst.
Bonus
time.
So but so a lot of the controls for PlayStation have always been a little bit, I want to say, janky.
That's the simplest way to describe it.
Yeah.
Is I can't even think of the right words that I'm trying to use here because I've just been doing so much today that my brain's just fried.
Homie. Guilt's saying he's trying to speedrun Subnautica, but always gets stuck doing base design.
Yeah, that's always how it goes, dude. All those survival games, you always end up getting caught. You're like, I'm gonna just run through this. Oh shit, I need walls. Like, yeah. So that was Great Gate, which, in my opinion, is one of the more iconic levels in this. Actually, it's not. That wasn't the entirety of it. I just did the bonus stage. I'm dumb. So we're at the top of we're not even at the top of the wall. We're slowly making our way up to the top. Oh, why did I do that? Why didn't I just spin? I stayed there.
Oh,
I just stayed there.
you
I just stood there. I just stood
you're,
there.
You were giving it a nice hug. You're giving it a nice hug.
Remember the dip that I told you about before? It's happening. Plaz and I were having some very fun conversations before this pod started up today, and I made some really funny fucking jokes.
Guild said, "Not us." Trapping running through the great gaping asshole of Barovia, and ECD goes, "We did what we had to do."
Really?
Like putting a gun to a little dude's head in the cathedral.
Dude, there was so many like extremely memorable moments from Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
But we are getting close to we are getting close to October. Which means I'll just let the cat out of the bag now. I'm doing Strahd again.
Okay.
I'm getting people with next to no experience in Dungeons and Dragons, little to none. And I am going to run them through Strahd.
Oof.
Yeah. God it's gonna be great, dude. It's gonna be really fun. Let me pull this out of full screen so we can get yours up now.
Guilt also thank you for also popping in on the YouTube channel for the Al Gore rhythm.
Yeah, dude. We appreciate it.
I think it's this one, right? Yes. Let me pull up. Okay, so we're going to retry and then pause so that I can do this and share screen.
And for those of you that grew up during the time that that are around the same age as me and Plaz, you'll remember a lot of this stuff. Just so many fun games, like especially during that time, like sitting around popping on ESPN, watching the X Games, wound up increasing the popularity in what are known as extreme sports, so things like skateboarding, BMX, all that kind of stuff. And the most popular person at the time was Tony Hawk. Obviously he still is. He's synonymous with the sport of skateboarding. So they made a video game, and it is still to this day, like they remastered it and everything for PS4.
Yes.
And it is still, in my opinion, one of my favorite games to go back and play all the time. Let's see how this sound level is. Like this was like, and as you're going through the stages, like there's like little
just fucking ate it.
Oh my gosh, dude. I think my favorite thing though, while you're skating, hit without jumping or anything, just hit down up.
Down up. All right.
Yeah. Like no jump, nothing. Just while you're riding, just hit down up on the D-pad. Just while on flat land.
Oh, oh God.
Yeah, just there you go. And then it should be down and up while you're moving.
Well, a clip.
If it's not, then it might just be something that they put in the second one, because it should be down up manuals, up down nose manuals. Like when you're like while you're rolling, just on the ground rolling, just hit down up on D-pad.
I am, and it's not.
Okay,
it's not doing anything, Hemo.
Okay, so then manualing was something that they added in the second one. I thought it was in this one. But with this one, as you jump, if you're like hitting up at the same time, you'll do like either a boneless or a no comply to get a little extra oomph in your jump.
But Gilts, if you remember this, back at that old apartment we had, we would play the demo of this. Basically, you played it into oblivion
Yep.
to try and get the high score, we beat each other's high score. But this is just like free play, just to showcase the game. Oh. Speaking of Diablo, I have Diablo 1 as well.
Yeah, Diablo 1 was one of the first, like, essentially ported games.
Yes.
Then just put it into another bag.
Because it was originally for PC.
Yeah.
I can't carry this shit. Can I borrow you?
The hunters would enjoy a little razzle dazzle. Yeah.
Yeah. Plaz, you keep running. I'm just gonna use the bathroom and help my
Yeah,
wife out
that's
really
fine.
quick.
I might load into Diablo 1 just to kind of like show that. Oh yeah. You're right, Gilts. You're right, Gilts. Let's load up another good another good PlayStation 1 game, Diablo. For very first Diablo. And one thing I could say is if you've ever played PlayStation before, the classic loading screen. Isagi, if I remember correctly, I believe Aegon stayed behind in Strahd. So I really hope that Hambo puts Aegon in as a NPC in Strahd. That would be guilt. That would be amazing. I'm not gonna lie. That would be amazing. But yeah, there's so many games for this console. The amount of yes, that part exactly. There were this so the PlayStation 1, like I said, came out in 1995, and it ran for a while alongside of the heavyweights like Nintendo 64, and old gaming PCs. Well, I just use a potion. Excuse me while I get the. This game, me, Guilt, you and me would play for absolutely hours upon hours. And this game spawned the continuation of games such as Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Diablo 4. Really classic games that started franchises that have spanned for years afterwards. Did Noel stay in Strahd? Because that would be amazing if they. Yeah, I think he did. Because Thoth and what was she's character name? Navari. I don't know why I was thinking Naomi, but yeah, Navari. Thoth and Navari, didn't they leave, right? They left Strahd. Yes, the golden item dude, yes.
Okay, I'm back. I was just seeing the wife off to she's headed down to Philly for a few days.
That's fine. I was showcasing another old classic game, Diablo.
Oh, Diablo?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I would say is back then you didn't really have strategy guides. The internet was just starting to become a big thing. You had to steal the phone line to
Yeah.
sign on to the internet, and it sounded like a robot having a stroke.
Mitch, what's up, dude? Welcome in.
Mitch, welcome in, brother.
We were talking PS1 here on the pod. Art here is playing some Diablo 1.
Just to showcase how much.
Yeah, Game Informer for the most part was like your essential place for not only like strategy for games, but also you would find out about like cheat codes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bunch of like really cool stuff about being able to a time before the internet for being able to find out gaming information. Because like we said, there was the demo disc, so you could try out a game before you decided to buy it. But you also had access to like somebody would write in a question like, I'm playing, say it was like, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII and I'm in the Temple of the Ancients and I just can't seem to beat the demon wall. Is there any advice that you guys would be able to give me? And then it would be a guy who at Game Informer was like their RPG expert. Yes. Would write back in the magazine about sometimes it's your materia pairings that make your runs even better. Sometimes you just need to raw level. The equipment matters. So you would get you would end up getting these fun little side notes that weren't necessarily tips or tricks or hints. It was more just raw strategy for how to actually play the game.
But by the time you got a response too, sometimes
you probably either gave up on the game or you already beat it.
Yeah.
Not only that, some copies of Game Informer as well. Not some, but a lot of the copies of Game Informer, there was a page where it was just dedicated to fan art that would be sent in. Yeah. So that was another really cool thing that you would be able to see stuff from people all around the world that played these games and were really, really big fans. But the only place they were able to sort of send the stuff out was to Game Informer to show their appreciation for the games and stuff.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, the amount, because I played this one, ironically enough, on PC through the a friend burned a copy of their demo disc.
Yes, you could burn
and gave it to us. So we were just playing. I want to say it was I think you would get to level 10 in the dungeon, and when you completed that one, that was the end of the demo.
Yes.
So we would run around, we would hook ourselves up online, and we would run into other players who would just give us high level gear, and we would pick it all up and be like, thanks, but this is only a demo version that I'm playing on. And they're like, oh, we'll give it back, and then I just log off.
Yeah, but even just okay. So just to give you an idea, you could play up to level 10 in this game on a demo.
But it was dungeon level 10, so you could level up as much as you wanted.
Yes.
But once you hit level 10 of the dungeon and got to the exit, that was the end of the demo.
Right. But to give you an idea, these levels are massive.
They are, yeah. And also, I learned something very interesting when I was learning about Diablo 1 speedrunning. The map seeds that you get for the dungeons is dependent on an algorithm for there's I think it was the year, the exact date that Blizzard was created. The time after that created an integer for whatever day you are currently playing on the PC version anyway. It would create an integer that would then be this is your map seed. So it would go based off of a certain number that's generated however many days from the initial date that they have
Took that
set
out
as
of
their
their
map
case.
generation seed number, it would do the math, generate the seed, and that was your map for all of your dungeons.
Yes.
So like there was a dude that apparently had set a world record speed run, but because back during the infancy of speedrunning, splicing was a thing where you could use the best possible out of all of your segments that you did. So if, say, you're on level 2 right now in the dungeon, right?
No, I'm on
Or no,
level
you're still
1.
on level 1, and you've been going for what, 7 minutes so far, roughly?
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
Say you finish this one and it's about 8.5 minutes. You run through it again and it's 6. You could instead use the 6-minute level in that full attempt. And then when you go into like they would then create a safety save at the end of 1, move on to 2, start a fresh recording. You beat 2 in 10 minutes. Then you run it again. You beat it in 5. You can use the 5-minute segment. So like you were able to piece all this stuff together. But what people were realizing with this guy that did the speed run, one, his item duping was extremely quick. It was quicker than anyone had ever seen. It was almost exact pixel perfect, which the only way you can pull that off, surprisingly, tool assisted. And then they were looking at some of his map seeds and some of the drops that he was getting. None of it would match up. The only way it matched up was if it was a custom built dungeon. So this guy was improperly splicing, tool assisting his dupes, and then creating his own dungeons for his run, which completely it took like it took a 3.5 year long investigation to finally determine that it was an improper splice that was abusing and just breaking rules of the speedrun archive. And the guy had his entire run invalidated. He was the world record holder for like 7 years. And
then it just, after the investigation, it was like, nah, sorry.
Yep. Just absolutely ruined him.
And Mitch, I was 9 when I was 9 when PlayStation 1 came out.
I was 6. Well, I was about to be 6 because that November I turned 6.
Mitch said he was 1 year old when PlayStation came out.
Mitch, I'll make you feel old. I work with people that weren't born until after 2001. I have a friend that was born in between. I have a coworker that was born in between the 2 towers falling on September 11th.
Ooh.
Yeah. I literally said to him, like I said out loud, and it made a bunch of people at work laugh. I was like, what a combo. Tower 1 falls. You're born. Tower 2 falls.
Oh my God.
I was like, Tower 1 falls. You rise. Tower 2 falls. So like, dude, they're like, I was talking to one of my coworkers, a little bit older. I want to say he's like mid-20s. He and I were talking about some PS1 games that I didn't think that he would even know about. And he was like, bro, dude, like, oh yeah. Like, cause apparently he's been doing emulation for a while. So he knows about a lot of them. I was like, bro, if you get a chance, dude. Oh, it's ironic that you're playing this. And I forgot to make mention of this when we were talking earlier. I recommended him to find a BIOS of Diablo 1 on PlayStation. I was like, it's gonna be he is the North Tower, dude.
The tower reincarnated. So Hambo, if you could, you want to drop a link. There is a site that you can run some emulations for some of these amazing PlayStation games. It is. They're all free to run. They do have a Patreon that you can support them with.
Correct.
But it is all free, and they have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of games, emulators that you can run.
Yep. Everything from like Atari, Sega Genesis, all the Nintendo consoles, PS1, PS2, all your handhelds. I actually just recently installed a Game Boy Advance. I am intending on doing a Fire Red Nuzlocke run, which is basically every Pokemon that I can get is the first encounter that I get on a route. And then if a
yeah.
Pokemon quote unquote faints, they are no longer usable. I'm also adding in a stitch where I cannot use items in battle. So I cannot use potions in battle. I cannot use the X attack and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of it's going to rely on moves like Volt Switch and U-turn, and then things like Rest, Recover, Roost, all those kinds of moves to be able to heal my Pokemon back up. There's a lot. It's a lot more intricate setup pieces for those runs.
Yes.
Fire Red, Leaf Green seemed like a good place to start, simply because of the fact that the AI can be manipulated pretty well to force moves that you can just switch into a Pokemon that has heavy resistances to it.
Right.
Like I have a Jolteon out, dude brings out a Rhydon. Like I know the thing's going to drop Earthquake. It's just going to happen. So what I do is I switch to Pidgeot. It's a flyer. It flies in the air. It's unaffected by that Earthquake.
Cool.
And then I can switch from there, get a free switch over
Level
to
100 Rhydon.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I intend on hopefully getting Nidoran male so I can run a Nidoking. I think Fire Red is just red, and then Leaf Green is blue. So
Right.
I would get Nidoran male off of red. Blue / green had female next to Viridian.
Is there another game that you have loaded, Hambo?
I am actually about to load one right now. I am going to load because we talked about Metal Gear Solid already, so we sort of already have video evidence of that. I'll load up OGRE too.
Okay, yeah.
So this actually, I've told this story.
Hold real quick.
Probably 500 times. Go ahead.
So we're gonna talk real quick. The memory cards. The memory cards, because if you didn't have a memory card, you could not save your games. Yeah,
you were absolutely cooked.
And the memory cards are what were they equivalent of? Like the total size was like 24 megabytes.
Less than that because the PS2 memory card was 8.
Tequila, welcome in.
Oh, Tequila. Oh no, I forgot about that part. Hang on, I'm gonna restart the game.
Okay. Because
this also had an iconic company splash screen for the dev.
Oh yeah, switch to because I showed the original PlayStation loading screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Add that one. Remove this one. Solo layout this one. Oh, sorry. Yes, I do have Arkham Origins on here. When I play it though, I think I'd hate to let y'all know I'm playing it on PC on my own on my streams. We're talking PlayStation 1, the 30th anniversary of PS1 was on the 9th of September. September 9th, 1995 was when PS1 first dropped in North America. So we're going through a bunch of like our, I guess you'd say, essential PlayStation titles that we have access to.
Some of our favorites, some of our
So like you'll get the PlayStation splash screen here.
I
love the fun noise with it.
The PlayStation splash screen had such nostalgic value for me.
The Capcom splash screen right here.
Yes. But yes, Tequila, we're talking some classic.
Here we go.
PlayStation 1.
Oh yeah, and this the quick little screenshot that says that the game contains explicit violence and gore. But this.
Yes. Oh God, such nostalgia.
But wait, here it goes, and then it transitions right over to the intro cutscene.
Yes. I also have Hambo. We can show Mega Man X4.
Oh gosh, X4 was that the one that you could swap between X and 0?
You could either play through the game as 0 or play through the game as X.
Okay, because I know there was one on PlayStation where you could choose, like in the middle of it, like you would play as X and then you could just call in 0.
I think that was X5 or X6.
I think it was 5. But X4 and X5 were both incredible. So what we have here is an updated version of Resident Evil 2 called the DualShock version. So with Resident Evil, with the first one and the second one, they did a re-release of those games. Resident Evil 1's is just called the Director's Cut. Resident Evil 2 is called the DualShock version, because around 1998, 1999, like late 98, early 99 was when they started DualShock Incorporation. It started with Metal Gear Solid 1. So if you have a PlayStation controller handy, or just look one up, originally the two control sticks weren't there. It was just a flat square in the middle. So a lot of the games, me personally, I have a PlayStation 3 that has a fistful of old school PS1 games on it. The ones that I don't have access to on here, and Plaz does the same. I'll actually drop the link again for you if you wanted to add them to your computer, Tequila. This website here called Vim's Vault is where we access all of our emulators and ROMs. So
you can
they
play
have,
it all for free
they
on
have
the
Nintendo,
website.
Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, PlayStation, OG Xbox, Sega Genesis, all the handhelds, all the Game Boys, the DS, all that stuff is all available at your fingertips and playable through your own computer. Yes. With the original discs, if you get a first gen PlayStation 3, it actually had raw backwards compatibility where you can just toss a game in and it would play. Those cost a little bit more money now because of the fact that it's a bit of a bummer to have to deal with. The PlayStation one is a bit more incorporated on the tech side, but Plaz and I have the stuff necessary to be able to run it. Everything else is just you install it, download a ROM. Everything's going to come in zip files, so you'll have to extract them. Once you do that, it's just you open the emulator, choose to load a ROM, double click the ROM, and it'll start. My whole Chrono Trigger run was done through a Super Nintendo emulator on my PC.
Yeah. So for the PlayStation, there's one called DuckStation.
Yep.
There is a specific file that you need in order to get it set up, but I can always post how to set up and everything like that if you want to run it or set it up.
Oh no, her PS1, 2, 3, and 4, as well as the Game Boys, GameCubes, Sega, etc., burned up in an arson last year.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry to hear that. That is awful. But yeah, Art and I will take the time out if you need the time, take it out today or whenever to help you get everything set up so that way you could relive those games again. Because I know personally, I am going to eventually install a GameCube one so that I can finally actually play Mario Sunshine, because I never played Mario Sunshine before. It was one of the only Mario games I hadn't played. It's because of emulators that I have been able to play all of the Pokemon games that I had missed. Ruby Sapphire, Diamond Pearl, Black White 2, Sun Moon XY. So there's a lot of, like, we are more than willing to take the time. If Blast is not available, just hit me up. I'm usually available if I'm not working. And we can get you set up with everything that you need.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, Zone from the 6 actually just made a good point, Plaz. They made a really good point. I'm about to break. I'm about to break. You can hold those two.
Oh, brother.
I'm an idiot. How long have I played this game, Plaz? How long have I been playing this game? Since a year after release, since 1999?
Yes.
Why did I not think that I wanted to start this on Leon's disc and switch the fucking disc?
Well.
Yeah, so the way Resident Evil 2 worked was it was a 2-disc game. Each disc was a different character's perspective. Disc 1 is Claire, disc 2 is Leon.
Thank you for the videos.
Tequila's favorite is Leon. Let's just put that out there.
Oh, we know Leon is daddy for Tequila.
Leon is daddy. My wife always says that I have Leon arms. But the only time that you really get like a good look at Leon's arms is it's from behind. Like, I get it, because she thinks that the muscle definition on my triceps is close to the same. No, yeah, Chris is dope. I mean, he's more of the man. He's more of like the man's man. You know what I mean?
Man's man.
The dude punched a boulder into pieces in an active volcano.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so real quick. So
While-
Chris in Resident Evil 5.
While fighting essentially Ultra Instinct Goku.
Yeah, Chris in Resident Evil 5 was jacked beyond reason.
Mm-hmm. Also voiced by Roger Craig Smith. For those of you that don't know, if you've played Apex Legends, he is the voice of Mirage.
Yes.
If you've played Sonic Colors, he is the voice of Knuckles.
He also does voice acting in the Castlevania series.
Yes.
The anime on
Netflix,
Yep.
which we highly recommend. But I wanted to spin back around to the fun connection that I have to Resident Evil 2. This is a story that I have told countless times, and I will continue telling it countless times. 1999, I came back to Catholic school after being in public school for a couple years. I missed out on my communion, my first communion. You know, Catholic people, they worry about the sacraments. Communion is one of them.
Yes.
I did my first communion. My family held a party because me and my cousin both did it at the same time because we both came over from. Thank you for the 100 bits, my guy.
You can hold those right back.
Let me do the audio for you. Yo, let's go.
Let's go, baby.
But the whole ceremony came and went. The party afterwards with family came and went. We were driving back home, and my oldest brother was like, "Bro, you should use that money and buy a PS1." I went, "Oh, absolutely, dude. That was my plan anyway." And I was like, I literally was like, "I'm gonna get a wrestling game. I'm gonna get a football game. It's gonna be so sick." Because that was during the time that EA didn't control a lot of the sports games. It was just the Wild West. So you had like 989 Sports. There were a couple other companies that were making games like NFL Game Day, NFL Blitz. Not too long after in 1999 came out, because when the Dreamcast hit, you got NFL Blitz. You also got it on the N64, all that kind of stuff. We go into this. You'll know where I'm talking about, Plaz. The strip mall where Tower Records used to be. I'm going to pause this a quick second.
Yes.
Behind that was a little game store in a parking lot down a flight of steps.
Yes.
It was the only game store in Northeast Philadelphia that was open at 10 o'clock at night. They were open until 11. We go in. We're like, we're getting a PlayStation 1. So he goes and grabs the PlayStation 1. My brothers and I are looking at the wall of games and stuff. I'm over near my brother because I'm looking at like a couple of like the action game stuff. Ironically enough, the game I was looking at was Tomba.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I may get this game. This looks cool as shit. My oldest brother Matt goes, "Yo, Austin," pulls Resident Evil off the shelf, Resident Evil 2, and he goes, "You should get this game." At that time I was impressionable. I looked up to my brother. I was like, "Yeah, dude, let's do it."
I mean, to be
Bought
fair,
Resident Evil 2 in a memory card. This fucking game scared the shit out of me. I didn't touch my own PlayStation for 2 months because it was the only game that we had, and I was fucking horrified.
Yes.
After watching my brother Alex play it, I was like, "Oh, this isn't so bad." And I think the fastest I can beat a scenario in this is about 3 hours.
That's pretty good, actually.
The world record for one scenario is 1 hour and 20 minutes.
That's not bad.
It's not that bad when you think about it. But then you also think, I have functioning autism.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, I need every item. I need to find all the items.
Yeah.
So the other half of the time that I'm putting in is just me finding items. Being like, I need ammo. So when they came out with the DualShock version, I'm just gonna hook y'all. I'm just gonna open up this I'm saying to show y'all a little mean. Where's my? There it is. They start you with a submachine gun with infinite ammo.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna show you something even cooler. I hit the select button. I go to key config. I set it to type C. I hold in R1. Oh no, it's not X. I start so type C. I hold in R1 and I think no, not triangle. Is it square? I hold R1. Yeah. See how auto turned red?
Mm-hmm.
Every weapon has infinite ammo now, even the combat knife. So with that, when we get to, I'm not going to play for much longer here because I know there was something else that you would wanted to show off. When you get to your item box, there is a Gatling gun and a rocket launcher in there.
Yes.
Along with your handgun, a first aid spray, and a knife that now has the infinite ammo symbol under it.
All right.
This
so
is the silliest shit. I'm just gonna start dumping really quick so y'all can see this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it.
No, this is bad. Ah,
No.
let me go. Let him up.
I'm gonna leave it up to you. Do you want Medieval, Mega Man X4, or Samurai Showdown 3?
No, dude, we gotta give him Medieval.
All right, we'll do Medieval.
Yeah, with auto, it'll just automatically turn to where anything is to shoot. It's like, yeah, there's another guy still alive there, so I'll turn my back to him. If I hit the aim button, aimbots.
Just aimbot, 100% aimbot.
Also, with this game, you got something really cool where with the shotgun and the bow gun. Leon got the shotgun, Claire got the bow gun. There are certain spots in the game where you can aim your gun at the camera, shoot, and with the shotgun, it'll put bullet holes. And with the bow gun, the arrows will stick into the camera.
Yes, I remember.
It'll go away after a quick sec, but it was a fun little thing that if you played the game long enough and you got those angles right, you could see that shit happen.
Yeah, it was a very nice touch, especially to like people that played the game a lot. And
there was still you butthole, get your head kicked off. You too? I've had it with all these fucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
All these motherfucking zombies on this motherfucking street.
Yeah. All these motherfucking zombies in this motherfucking Raccoon City. I'm also gonna, because of the fact that like it's a thing. I have infinite ammo, so I'm not gonna need to upgrade. In this area, there was also a fun little secret. I'll do this too because this is stupid fun. You just get a weird angle that she stands at. If you come over here, back up. So now I'm standing cockeyed, looking at Kendo. So instead of being completely square to him, I'm more like reaching my hand out towards the wall. Like, don't do it.
Yeah, wait, don't do it. Thank you, Aggie, for the hydrate.
Ow. I turned my head really fast and that stinger just kicked.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry, brother.
Oh, dude, we're old, man. It is what it is. Like these are just the games that we just grew up on these and they were the best. I'm so glad that we were able to do this because also the things that Kendo says vary from Claire to Leon.
Yes.
Like with Claire, he's a bit more soft in how he says things, but he's also kind of like, I guess you could say like misogynistic in a way where he calls her darling and girly and all that kind of shit. I'm just gonna light these up really quick. I'm gonna stand here for a hot second. Just firing. The controller's just vibrating all sorts of crazy. Did I get them all? Are they all dead? No.
One thing I'll say too is with the PlayStation games, you either got the most fantastic in-depth storytelling and you basically like the games had storytelling and span for generations, or you got games that you just were like, what the f is going on?
Let me see if this is a spot. No. Okay. Back up a little bit. Is this one on? Too low. I'm trying to just really quick find a camera angle where I can put the arrows into it really fast before I cut this off. I think this is way too low. This is just a bit too high. Yeah, just a bit too high. There you go.
There it is. And they stick into the screen.
I thought it was a nice little touch that they did with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at this time the companies that really moved a lot of copies of their games were predominantly Konami, Square, and Capcom.
Yes,
I would say. But then you also a game that we didn't get to showcase here, Siphon Filter.
Oh yeah, I remember Siphon
There
Filter.
are speed runs that people do where it's air taser only.
Yes, because the taser was fucking broken.
It had crazy range, and if you held it on someone long enough, you would just
burst. Yeah, they would burst into flames. Yeah,
it was the favorite thing to do in the demo for that. Shouldn't be a black screen. It should have just been the game paused. Butterfly.
I don't know. Let me pull up YouTube. Let me pull up the YouTube channel.
Oh, this gun doesn't shoot through the fence. That's right. This one does. This shoots through the fence. Light him up. Yeah, it was because the game was paused.
Yeah, YouTube's coming up fine.
Yeah, it was just because the game was paused. Oh, he had to refresh. I love how you got the shot of the other dude standing up in the background. Like, what happened?
What?
Oh, no. Come on, bud.
And Agony, no problem for the shout
Come
out.
on.
Thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate it.
Oh, there's a fourth. There was a fourth shooter.
Oh my god.
Imagine reading books to kids and finding out that a building got hit.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. I'm in my dark era right now, dude. I can't stop.
Oh my god.
I have entered the dark timeline and I apologize. It's how I, as a shitty quintessential American, handle tragedy.
So from Medieval, I actually owned the remaster that they did.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they remastered that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I remember because me and a good friend of mine, my buddy Mike, when we were kids, we played through all of Medieval 1. We were so stoked for when Medieval 2 was announced. Medieval 2 wound up being such a letdown. But here's another fun thing with RE2 was there were alternate camera angles for areas depending on the space. With this one, you get this shot instead, which I thought was really fucking neat. Also, I am just for those of you that were not here when I did it, I am playing the DualShock version of Resident Evil 2. I showed off the infinite ammo thing, so I'm just sort of new boot goofing. I want to try and make it to a box. Yeah, there's a big dude down here. I got lucky on that shot, to be fair. I remember in like the infancy of the internet with stuff, like people like, of course, as long as the internet's existed, people have been trolling.
Yes.
I was looking up like fun little like extra things for RE2. That's how I found out about that camera angle thing back there at the bistro. Someone was like, oh, on the bus, there's a suitcase that if you click on it enough, you'll be able to get something out of it. I spent 3 hours clicking on that fucking suitcase at the front of the bus. Nothing ever happens.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that too.
Dude just lied on everyone and just fucked everyone over. Oh, I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have picked up the bowgun.
Because why? You don't get it for
No, it's not about getting it for Leon. Leon gets the shotgun. But if you come down here and you haven't picked up anything while you're running through, you fight Brad Vickers and you get the key that gives you an alternate costume in the dark room.
I see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a bit of a bummer, but it's just one of those things that like it just gives a fun little thing. The costume for Leon, I believe, when you hold up the handgun, he holds it sideways, a la like old school gangster style.
Yeah.
Claire's, I think, was a nod to the character that was originally they originally designed to not to like have the place of Claire. They wound up just changing it over, so it's almost like a racing style outfit. But if you look around, there should be a way to play what's now colloquially known as Resident Evil 1.5, which it was they had like 2/3 of the game completed, and the rest of it's been like completed by fans.
Right.
Where it's still Leon, but you also play as what was her name? Eliza, I think it was. And the whole story was different. It basically took place almost immediately after RE1, like within like days, where this takes place about like 2 months later.
Right.
Which this timeline actually coincides with Resident Evil 3. So like the events of 2 and 3 are almost happening simultaneously. Where with 1.5, you would have gotten what the way it would have been was Resident Evil 1 not too long after the stuff from 1.5, and then what we would have gotten with 3, which I thought would have been really, really cool. But they wound up redesigning everything, changing out Eliza for Claire, pushing the start of the game a bit further back in terms of the actual storyline. So there is a bit of a gap for essentially the storytelling aspect of Resident Evil. But overall, I mean, the game series has been great. I personally am not a huge fan of the direction they took with Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8, but that's just me. All these games, especially for people like me and Blaz's age, this shit defined us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
the amount of time of hours we would sink into these games,
just raw sweat equity we put into this shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the waiting room door open so I can show you the stuff in the
chest
in the box. Yeah. I do wish that with this there was like a fast forward key like you get with emulators.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's not something that I have access to through the PS3. But it would have just made getting through that slightly quicker. A lot of the speedrun tactic for RE2 is like run up to something, take a couple steps back as they lunge, and then while they're still like in, I guess you would call recovery frames, just slip right past them.
Yes.
Yeah, here you go. Gatling gun rocket launcher. There they are.
Boom.
So like I'll show you this really quick. I'll equip it. So you'll literally like, you know, I'll go to the west side and just show you all how stupid shit gets. Because we opened with that key card, we opened 2 doors. That door there that leads to the waiting room on the western wing. Go up the stairs, Claire. Come on, it's not that tough. And then, oh no, that was the eastern wing. This is the western wing. And in this hallway is like 6 zombies.
And they just are about to just regret being zombies.
Say bye-bye to the bad guys.
That's beautiful.
Squad boy.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
I fucking love that game, dude. I love PlayStation. I really do.
So I'm going to showcase one more game before we wrap up.
Yeah, and while he's getting set up, I will take this quick moment. We appreciate you all joining us. If you aren't already subscribed to the Hardcore Play and Rewind YouTube channel, make sure you do so. Also, make sure you click that bell so that way next time we go live, which will be next Saturday, you get notified. Also, Plaz and I both have Twitch channels. They're right here underneath of our names. Give us a follow there if you have the ability to. Drop us a sub. All the links have now popped up. Actually, let me.
You might have to do it manually. I don't know.
I'll just pop it up like this. It's yeah. There's a lot of words there, but I don't know if that Discord link is updated.
It might not.
But these are the links for the Hardcore Play and Rewind YouTube channel, Plaz's Twitch, my Twitch. We're always doing a bunch of fun stuff. The channel here, the Hardcore Play and Rewind channel, I want to start doing more content for. I just have been sort of blocked on creativity
in real life.
What to do.
In real life, things they happen. We all go through
yeah. Other things take precedence, but also, like I said, I've just been getting like creative block. I'll probably end up doing the Fire Red Nuzlocke for the Hardcore Play and Rewind channel because of the fact that it is a pretty heavily restricted format for playing Pokemon. So I feel like it would actually make sense to run for the channel.
I've been thinking about doing a hardcore run, rerunning Hogwarts Legacy, like on hard mode.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, doing a hardcore, like not upgrading the amount of Wiggenweld potions I can carry, so keeping it at like a low level.
Yeah,
So,
almost like doing Dark Souls without upgrading Estus.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Right, Blaz, you're sharing your Discord screen right now.
Am I? Oh,
yeah. I just haven't put it up on the stage yet.
There we go.
There we go. There it is.
Is the sound okay?
I can't hear it at all.
Is the sound okay? That might be because the levels are too low.
Oh, I also hear audio coming through from your Twitch. I also hear audio coming through from your. I also hear audio coming through from Twitch. Echo's crazy.
Okay.
Echo's
all right, so
crazy.
Now, there should be no audio coming through. All right, so now, there should be no.
No, I still hear it.
Do you?
Shit. Yeah.
All right, my fault.
You're good, Brev.
I don't have the sound up, but yeah, it's particular. It's weird because the way it's set up, like I can't share my audio without sharing the entire
which is really weird, honestly. I think that's something that StreamYard needs to fix. But if I recall, the premise for this game is
you were a soldier that was killed on the battlefield by a necromancer's army, and you're resurrected to stop him.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And they kind of give you a recap of it in the intro,
which is really sick because like the graphics were getting pretty decent for like cutscenes and stuff, which I thought was really, really cool. Look at that. Immediate. The second that he started charging, he got shot dead.
Just eats it and whole arrow to the chest or face or whatever. I
love that the bones shift when he smiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your name is Dan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this game was great. This was one that like I said, me and my buddy Mike, when we were kids, we played the shit out of this.
I'll have to find a way to share the audio of this with you, Hambo. The voice actor for this sounds so fucking familiar, and I can't figure out who it is.
Yeah, let me see if I can figure it out really quick, actually, and see if the name rings a bell. Did that statue tell you what its name is?
No, it didn't say what its name was. You could always look up like the intro.
Yeah, I'm going through right now. I guess they're just called the Gargoyles.
Yeah.
It was a man by the name of Harry Dickman.
Uh,
Shit, dude. What a name.
so this is kind of like a action adventure, hack and slashy kind of.
Yeah, it's like a combination of like multiple game types. It has the hack and slash, the action adventure, also like some minor platforming in certain areas.
Yeah. But a absolute classic when it came out. And
100%.
the storyline for it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they remastered it for the PlayStation 4, I believe they remastered it for the Xbox as well.
No, I think it was just PlayStation exclusively.
Look at the little thing. Look at him.
Oh yeah, the little hand. So the way he runs was like super cartoony too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you little.
I think it was great that like when zombies would spawn in, just like with ghouls and ghosts, they would
Oh
come
my
out
God.
of coffins that pop up out of the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to do an episode on like either classic Super Nintendo games or that game in particular, because for one, your character at best was like a busted refrigerator sinking into a tar pit.
I mean, yeah.
He had all the swiftness and agility of a busted refrigerator sinking into a tar pit.
God, that sounds like me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially first waking up in the morning. Yeah.
Bro, first waking up in the morning, a busted refrigerator sinking into a tar pit pulls a better 40 time than I do.
But this game like was one of those games where you could definitely see it being speed run, like a speed run attempt.
Yeah.
But even so, like it's just I don't know. It you could kill time with this game. You didn't really have to worry about like random stuff. And it's one of those games where it did have save points, but honestly, like it moves pretty fast.
Yeah, it moves really well. I am
But I
opening
imagine
speedrun.com.
I imagine also this kind of like what the D&D party is like when they get into an encounter. They just like swing and destroy everything in their fucking path.
Let's see. Any percentage on emulator for the NTSC region, which is what we are, 10 months ago, world record, 19 minutes, 29 seconds for the entire game.
Yeah, I believe that. I honestly, truly
Mind
believe
you, that's any percentage, no restrictions. Full completion, which is all chalice, an hour and 14 minutes on NTSC emulator.
Yeah, you know what? I believe that fully.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. Actually, any percent console. 22
and,
minutes, 29 seconds. You have to account for load times.
and again, as it was shared earlier, actually, let me see if can we pin that? Let me see
Pin
if I
what?
can pin the Vin vault. Let me see.
Oh, the
Yeah, you
website?
did. So it is pinned. If you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching mine or Hambo's, it is pinned in the chat. Vin's
Is it pinned
vault.
in both?
It's pinned in
Let me
both, thanks to
Okay.
Gilts, one of the greatest mods we have.
Preach, my dude.
He pinned it in both of the Twitch channels. Blocking is for cowards, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Blocking
Yes.
is for cowards.
Always has been.
Yeah,
This game was the best.
Yeah, I sunk a lot of hours into this game.
Of course, I can't do that through there.
But it also, like, you could kill a lot of time with this game and not.
Absolutely, it was one of those games where like you would have a ton of fun playing it, and you wouldn't even realize that amount of time that you would put in passed.
You could buy more throwing daggers. I
Yep.
don't know if I've ever actually really used the throwing daggers like that.
They're not the best throwable that you can have.
Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. Nope.
Yeah, I think you end up coming back later for that.
This is like your Dark Souls run where you couldn't jump the fucking.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
um. Really? But yeah, was there anything else that you wanted to kind of touch on before we wrap things up?
I think we covered about everything that we really needed to. I mean, I guess I'll just wrap up with this. Like, if you never played a PlayStation game,
The time
don't
is
even.
now.
Yeah, that literally, like, call up John Cena because the time is now. Oh, yeah, that's a healing font. That's right. I had forgotten that was a thing. You also already have a health upgrade.
I know.
Yeah, this was great, dude. This was awesome. These are the games that I really, really loved. Like, I made sure that we covered a lot of the shit that you and I both played a ton of.
Yeah.
And it was also something that I made sure we did with the other like other episodes that we've done, like how we covered Legend of Legaia, Legend of Dragoon, Final Fantasy, all that stuff. Like, there were so many games when it came to just PlayStation on its own.
In general, it
That really, like,
yeah, it really touched a lot of different fan bases. You had sports games for those that weren't necessarily into RPGs or preferred, like different types of games to play. You even had puzzle games. You had games like they ported famous games like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, things that you could do and play without necessarily even having to forget.
Oh, the statue.
You could like it was something for everybody, and you didn't have to necessarily do anything mainstream with it.
Yeah. And also you got not only like the regular sports fans, like the wrestling fans as well. They started making
Yes.
This is when we started getting like a lot more wrestling games. Like, we got what was it on PlayStation? Raw is War and Warzone. I believe there was an ECW one. I forget what it was called though. Was it December to Dismember?
Or you can die in there.
Yeah, you just die. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, you're a skeleton in armor, my guy. Of course.
Well, that's what that bottle does.
Yeah, life bottle.
I wasted that bottle. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Love it.
So
I love that for you.
With that, I think we'll wrap up.
Yeah. And upon entering the Hall of Heroes, this has been a good one.
Yes.
This was great. So yeah, next week we're going to touch a bit further into one of the games that we talked about here during this whole thing. We're going to be talking about Crash Bandicoot.
Yes.
My wife will be joining us for that. It's one of her favorite games all time, and she has a ton of experience playing it. So I'm just going to let her rock out while we talk. With that, we for myself, for Plaz, for everyone here at the Hardcore Play and Rewind channel, we very much appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure, like I said before, if you're not already following or subscribed, make sure you do so. All of those buttons will be below whatever platform you're on. More than likely, I'll probably end up jumping into a Final Fantasy VIII stream at about 4 o'clock. Right over here at twitch.tv/Hambo26.
Thank you, Tequila.
We usually do community game nights in our Discord server. I will not be available for that for the foreseeable future on Saturday nights, as I joined another D&D campaign, and we will be playing tonight.
Are you streaming it?
No. I will find out if there is a stream of it. If not, it is what it is. I'm more being injected into a currently running group, so I don't want to try and like put my hands too much on all that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate you all joining us. Thank you so much. Shout out to you guys. Plaz, again, as always, thank you for joining me for this.
Of course, brother. Of course. For anybody on my side, we're going to go and bother DiCalio as part of the Mad City family. He is currently doing an IRL stream. Looks like he's doing some grilling. Whatever he's cooking looks good.
Yeah, I'm gonna set up the raid over there too.
So if you want to copy that, Hambo, you can. We're gonna raid DiCalio.
Just going through the thing over here.
Gotcha.
I just had the other tab open. Here.
So thank you everybody for being here. We will catch you all in the next stream again. D&D is paused this weekend tomorrow while I prepare the final chapters for the D&D group. But I don't. Is anybody running anything, Hambo?
Fuck it. I guess I will.
You're gonna do a one-shotter?
I guess so.
Well,
no one else has put themselves up to the mantle, so I will do so.
If you need any one-shot material, Hambo, I can send you some stuff.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I was planning on just cobbling something together.
Okay. Yeah, so, if you need ambience,
Yeah, I know a guy. It's this guy.
It's this guy. But yeah, so we're gonna head over to DiCalio. Thank you everybody for being here. I hope everybody has a great day. We will catch you all in the next stream.
Yeah, and we are out of here.